Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're gonna have some fun. We got a new series we're going through right now. Okay. All right. Stay tuned. What's up, babe? Sorry about that, guys. Got a call from wife real quick, and had to. This is all coming to you live from my Empire Pro studio on the road. I got a fun series that we're gonna go through. This is the first of 8 part series. And basically, you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of this. You want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of this 8 part series. Okay, it's very, very important. I'm going to cover, we're going to cover digital real estate. Okay, on this first part of the series, we're going to talk about what is digital marketing in real estate. Okay, but it's high time that we'll go into this. Okay, that I really show you what's possible that I hope I've been preparing your mind ahead of time for this, so you can understand that it's a different era completely in time. And yes, there are certain aspects of the business where you always have to kind of like circle back into basics, back to basics. But there's also some things that are happening around us, and we can't be in denial about it. Okay. One of them is digital marketing and real estate wholesaling, real estate investing, real estate agency, right? We cannot be in denial about the effect of digital marketing on our world of real estate. We I have to be honest with you, okay? I know everyone else is going to tell you lies. Everyone else is going to use digital marketing, but tell you not to use it, right? Uh, they're going to claim because it's hard and you want to keep it simple and duplicatable. But I have to tell you, actually, the easiest way you can live your life and build a business right now is by acknowledging that we're in a digital marketing, digital age era, and leveraging that in your business. And your business is going to be that much easier. And then you're going to be that much flexible. Okay. But this is not today to talk about why digital marketing. I have another session on that. Okay, my job today is to share with you exactly what is digital marketing when it comes to real estate. Okay, and then after that, we'll do as usual. We'll do a little Q&A to take us a little further into the game of real estate wholesaling. But my goal here is exactly to be extremely transparent with you, simplify, possibly oversimplify, which there's no such thing this time and age. Simplify it for you to make it extremely easy for you to execute in your business. Okay. But I promise wherever you are in this game, okay, either you're a beginner, a newbie, completely, intermediate, or advanced, you're going to benefit off of this series. It may just be a wake up call for you, and you may be able to you will be able to find out exactly where your struggle is and pinpoint it. Okay. The truth of the matter is that as human beings, as human race, we're all obsessed with technology. Essentially, what that means is we're obsessed with wanting things to move a little faster, wanting things to move um, to be easier, wanting things to be simpler, right? Wanting to accomplish results faster in an easier manner. We're obsessed with that, okay? And that's where technology comes from, okay? Let's not be in denial about that, all right? So, and that's why I kick against things like driving for dollars, knocking on doors, or anything that's manual in nature. As human beings, we're not manual in nature today. So why would you want to build your business in a manual way? You're just going to frustrate yourself out of business. You may say, no, I'll choose to do mine like that. Unfortunately, you don't live in an isolated way. You live in a society, and society is moving so fast, and you can't pretend that you're not a part of that train. Okay, so you have to move just as fast, or you'll be left behind, and you don't really have a business without respect to a market. Okay, there's a marketplace. So, for example, real estate wholesaling is the heart and the science of finding deeply discounted properties and then turning them for profit. Okay, locking them under contract, turning such contract for profit, for a fee. That's what wholesaling is about, right? Agency is basically brokering deals, representing either a buyer or seller or both. Dual agency, right? So either you're dealing with agency or you're dealing with wholesaling, which is basically taking interest, equitable interest in the property. Either way, you're required to do one thing if you want to succeed, and that's marketing. Okay, so let's talk about marketing. Okay, and something that professionals are very clear about is that it's not about real estate, it's about the people. Okay, it's about service to people. Okay, and people do live in real estate, people do keep a roof over their head, and that's where real estate comes in. But without people, we don't have that equation. Okay, you can have a bunch of houses. Without people, it's a waste of time. People could give you addresses, you could go around driving around town collecting addresses all day long. Unless you are able to reach out to human beings, you're wasting your time. I wish I would clear on that. Okay, so that's very, very important. Now, before I move on forward, let me just make sure that we take this copy and let a few people know where we at, where we're hanging out. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So we are. There's about 7 points I want to share with you. Okay. To make this a lot more to make this a little bit more glaringly important for you, so you can apply it to what you may have going already. Maybe everything I've said so far is not adding up yet, but let me share these 7 pointers with you. Okay, these are each one of this can make or break the next 3 months of your business. Okay, all right. So I mentioned earlier that digital, for the most part, no, I didn't mention that yet, but let me just mention it right now. Okay, digital for you means precise. Okay, it means precise, meaning target, meaning precise target. Like you know exactly what you're trying to do, you know exactly what you need to do to get it done, and you know for a fact you're going to get it done. It's a little bit different from what you may be familiar with everyone else, the way they teach real estate wholesaling, right? If you have any experience doing this already, you already know what I'm talking about. You've been trying, you've been scrambling for months, possibly years. You get frustrated out of it. You come back, you see another success story, another testimonial, and then you get excited again, and then you try it, and then you feel flat on your face. And then, eventually you just start to really question your own. It's not, you don't just stop at questioning yourself. You start, well, you don't just stop at questioning the business. You start questioning yourself. It starts to affect your self-esteem. You start to feel like maybe this is not for me. Maybe it's just my fault, right? Um, well, first of all, it's not your fault, okay? All right. There's just too many people out here that are willing to teach you gimmicks, okay? Just because it's sexier, it gets enough mass in, and they know that maybe about 1% of the mass that comes in through their videos will figure it out because they keep digging for more answer. In fact, many of you that are loyal subscribers on this small channel of us, huge but small channel in numbers, right? Many of you will understand that you were digging. You were digging for more and more information, and that's how you stumble into what we're doing here. Are we making sense? All right. So many of you know that already. Let me just do something real quick. Pardon me. Just make sure that we're getting people in here. Let's see. There you go. All right. So you know that you were digging more. Just excuse me for a second here. Okay. Perfect. All right. So you know that you were digging more and more and more, and that's how you got here. This wasn't this is the kind of content we create may not be able to engage you through to the end because it doesn't sound like quick money. It doesn't sound like get rich quick, right? And I always tell people I don't do get rich quick. I do for sure money. For sure you're gonna get rich. Okay. For sure you're gonna build wealth based on the information. How do I know? It's not even my own personal story. Okay. There are a few people that have picked up one or two nuggets from me training over the last 10 years, from my training activity over the past 10 years, and they have turned their life around, basically build $1 million businesses. Okay. So, I know for a fact, it's not a belief now, it's know for a fact because we have tons of stories of people that have changed their life just by simply taking one nugget, one or two pieces of nuggets away from what we're doing over the past 10 years. Okay. So you dug, you're that 1%. Okay. You are special because you dug for that 1%. I mean, you're the 1% person. Like 1,000 people came to watch a video, and then 1% of them for a fact. Again, how do I know this? Because again, we're talking digital marketing in real estate now. Okay. And this is very, very important for you to understand. And if you can apply the same precise marketing activity to your business will change. Okay. You will find a balance between volume and quality, quantity and quality. Okay. And some people will say, hey, what's the difference between quantity and quality? Should I go after more quality or more quantity? It's always, find the sweet spot is always in between. Okay. You need to find the balance in between. And in order to do that in a digital age, you need to apply digital marketing. There's no way around it. Okay. Basically, if you don't do that, everything you're doing is not predictable. You can't duplicate it, you can't replicate it, you can't turn it to a cookie cutter system. If you can't turn it to a cookie cutter system, you're limited. Basically, it's basically the difference between McDonald's as a burger creator and the local burger creator who creates the best burger in the world. You're trying to create a business system, you're trying to build wealth. Okay. The idea is to give in, just find a sweet spot in between. It's not the best burger, but it's not the worst burger. It's not so bad that people don't want to buy. Of course, it needs to be good enough to keep people addicted to it. So if you're watching me right now, there's a very good chance that you're addicted to burger from specifically from McDonald's or Burger King, right? You're addicted to one of those fries. There's a good chance. Okay, I'm not saying that you're not the healthy one. Okay. So now, the way the other gurus work is they pump 1,000 people somehow, some way. They figured it out. They pump 1,000 people through a video. They understand that 1% of those people are gonna know that there's more information. There's definitely more to this. So they will either invest time or money into finding that more, but only 1%. And I am assuring you that if you found this channel, right, that you're very likely in that 1%. So make sure you click subscribe on this channel because again, this is part one of an 8-part series. Okay. Click subscribe, click the bell right next to the subscribe button to make sure you're notified when I come online or when we upload new videos, right? And then to make sure that you get this all the way through. So back to the point, digital means precise. It means everything precise, okay? As precise as it needs to get. Remember, I told you that as human beings, which is basically the society you're part of, right? Your marketing needs to need to consolidate, and also needs to conform with the society you live in. You live in a digital society. Okay. So if you get stuck on manual 1960 ways of marketing your business, you will suffer. Your business will suffer. You significantly reduce the chances that you will ever create any level of success. Okay. So digital means precise. Okay. So we talk about digital. Let's talk about the second word, marketing. Okay. Let's talk about marketing. Okay. So marketing is it simply means outreach, right? That's what it means, right? Marketing means outreach. Okay. It means you're reaching out to people. It means evangelism. Okay. It means um it means mass. Okay, because marketing is from the word market. And a market, no one human being cannot make up a market. You can't call one person market. If you do that, you'll burn yourself up. It's basically putting that one human being on a pedestal. They will fall off because they're human, right? You can't trust them. They may, in fact, act like they're interested in what you have, and they may change their mind because one human cannot become a market. You need multiple humans to be a market. You need mass of people to be a market. You are traditionally the meaning of market. Let's even look at what a market means traditionally. From a traditional standpoint, what it means, and this is the part where I told you that you have to understand some things are ancient, okay? Some things are, you know, are moving with the times, and you have to find that balance in between. And some people will say, go back to the basics. You're screwing things up, go back to the basic, and they will use that as an excuse to keep you tied down to old school marketing. Okay. Yes, there is such a thing as old school marketing. And if you get stuck with old school marketing, you will have yourself to blame for that. Okay. So, markets traditionally says a regular gathering of people for the purchase and sale of provisions, livestock, and other commodities, right? Basically, sale of stuff. Okay. All right. That's the first meaning. That's when you think of it as a noun. The meaning of market means a gathering. It cannot be one person. It cannot be a gathering of one person. It has to be a gathering of people. You have to position yourself to be able to reach out, not reach out or attract. Okay. I personally prefer attracting. Okay. But sometimes I have to reach out in order to attract. But even when I reach out, I am doing it at a mass level, okay, meaning to a gathering of people. Okay. So the idea is to be able to reach out to 100 in any given minute, as opposed to spend the next 100 minutes with one person. Okay. What most people, because most people don't make money in this business, in wholesaling, in real estate, in agency. Most people don't make money. As a matter of fact, the statistics with real estate agents is that an average real estate agent full time makes $8,000 a year. Okay. Yes, there are real estate agents doing 1, 2, 3 million dollars a year, but an average makes $8,000 a year. What does that tell you? It tells you that a massive amount of them don't make any money. Okay. And this is why this very precise idea I'm sharing with you is why, because they spend 100 minutes with one person as opposed to spending 1 minute with 100 people. Okay. Keep in mind that the only way to make money in any business is to give out as much value as much as possible. The more value you bring into a marketplace, not to one person, the more value you bring to a marketplace, right, the more money you're gonna make. That's that's precisely how you make money. Okay. So if you're busy spending 100 minutes with one person, first of all, your value is declining with that one person as time goes into that 100 minutes, because naturally, the more supply of something you have, the value less it gets. That's basic economics, okay? The more supplies of your face you give to one person, the more decline in value it will be on the same thing, of course. So you're trying to sell this one person on the same thing over and over, it declines in value. Now there's a balance between making sure that this person, that you get the right amount of exposure, but the key word is right amount of exposure, because there's a certain point exposure gets to that it declines in value. It's called banner blindness. Okay, you ever notice that you keep seeing that banner on that website, and then eventually you go blind to it, right? Let me give you an example. You're watching YouTube video and an ad comes up on YouTube. Naturally, you've seen enough of those things that naturally on an average you want to go and skip. You can't wait to get to the skip and click on skip. That's called banner blindness. Okay, it's a real thing in marketing. And like I said, everything is in between. You got to find out what's the right amount of exposure. How much exposure do I need? Is definitely not exposure to one person, like I was saying, in order to make something happen. We talk about digital. That means precise numbers, knowing exactly what you're trying to accomplish and exactly how you're gonna make that happen, and not just throwing mud and hoping that something sticks, or throwing mud at the wall hoping that something sticks. And that's what most people do, and that's why most people will not make money. Okay, so I hope that you're getting a clearer picture of what is digital marketing in real estate. Real estate, we already talked about real estate, is roof over our head. There's no need for me to sell you on real estate, so it's a matter of, are people going to do business with you or not? That's really what it comes down to, right? So people need to feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. But it's people. It needs to be more than one person. It's a market. It needs to be. So when you say marketing, right? Market, ing, right? At that point in time, you need to understand that you're doing it to a gathering of people. Now let's talk about gathering of people. Okay, gathering of people meaning people are already hanging out. Okay, they're already hanging out. And where do people hang out right now? Either they're walking across the street, either they're about to do grocery, either they are at the laundry, they're busy doing something even at the laundry while they wait for their clothes. They are on the job. There's something that they pick up on and off throughout the job. Even if their job is ceased, you can't touch your phone. They keep picking up the phone to check what? They check social media. They're checking WhatsApp. They're checking their text message. They're checking something on the internet. For the most part, they're not communicating. A lot of people do a lot of texting, but then they're switching back on screens on their phone. They're looking at Amazon. They're looking at shopping online. They're looking on social media. They're looking at something controversial that somebody said on Instagram. Basically, there's a gathering of people on social media at any point in time in the day. So guess where you probably should have your offer, whatever you are selling, because you're selling at the end of the day. At the very minimum, you're selling yourself or your time on a resume, right? You're selling at the end of the day. So where should you be busy exposing, giving it exposure, whatever you're selling? You probably guessed it right. You probably should pay attention to social media and any form of digital marketing. Okay, you probably should pay attention to that. Okay. All right. So now, with that being said, I got the 7 things that I want to share with you. Okay, that's basically the elements that comes with precision. Okay, that there's some part of it you're responsible for, and then some part of it, you're not exactly responsible for it. But either way, you need the 7 things, one way or the other, to be aligned in order to create massive success from using digital marketing in your real estate or going digital with your real estate. Okay, with your real estate endeavors, business, anything like that. Okay, but I'm speaking to you wholesalers because that's my background. That's where I started from before I expanded out to everything else. And so I'm going to be talking to you because I feel like uh, once I talk to you, the same ideology can be expanded across board. Now, of course, you do know what the three pillars are, right? So we have three pillars. By the way, I have a book called Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. Make sure you go download it at smartrealestatewholesaling.com. Okay. Um, it's a book that explains the three pillars of a digital real estate business from scratch, real estate wholesaling, the three pillars. Okay. And the 7 points I'm about to share with you is covered in three pillars in details. But let's just get through it. The first one is objective. Okay. Objective, purpose, basically. So another word for objective in this context is purpose. Obviously, you want to be purpose driven. Most wholesalers today, there's a big flock of wholesalers coming into the game. And if you are going to win in this game, you need to set yourself apart. You need to stand out. Okay, because everyone else is sending letters, everyone else is cold calling, everyone is doing. But how are you gonna stand out? The way you're gonna stand out is a precise objective, a precise purpose. You need to be purpose driven with every little aspect of this business, every step that you apply in this. You need to be purpose driven. Am I making sense? Purpose driven. Let's dig in deeper a little bit. If you're not purpose driven, you'll fall for anything. It's almost like when the saying that says, if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. Okay. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Okay. So that's very, very important to understand. Let's see here. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So it's standing for something starts from something as simple as having a purpose. Okay, so in any given day, when you decide it's time to market, you want to stand for something. Okay, you basically want to stand, like, I have a reason why I am about to send out this letter. I have a reason why I'm about to drive for dollars, which I hate, by the way. I have a reason, like, it starts with that. But digital marketing, it gets even better. Okay, you have an objective of starting from, I want people to download this book, I want people to fill out a form, I want people to call this number, right? So there's purpose, there's many purposes. Am I making sense right now? There's purpose and there's many purposes, right? So basically, the ultimate purpose, you want to close a deal, you want to close your first deal, right? But there's a bunch of mini purposes all in between that, mini objectives all in between that, right? And being able to bring that down to a science is key. Okay. All right. And basically, you have a big objective, but you have all these different objectives that needs to be accomplished in order to get to it. Okay. So that's very, very important for you to understand in everything we're doing right now. So somebody's going to present to you, say, hey, just do this, do that, and then you close the deal. You want to be able to ask a question and say, hey, um, I do this, I do that, I do that. I close a deal. What do you mean I close a deal? What about this step? What about this step? What about this step? What about this step? Right? So you need to be able to travel the journey that an ideal prospect will go through from one thing to the other. And that's what this next six things I'm about to share with you. All right. There's the 7 pointers that I want to point you to. All right. But among these 7 things, people will travel through a journey, right? And when they travel through a journey, there's certain step by step thing that they go through. And with digital marketing, you're able to be precise with what that is. Okay. So there are objectives and there are mini objectives. There are objectives, there are mini objectives. The objective for you, you don't want to lead with that, right? You don't want to lead with what you want out of this. You want to close a deal. You don't want to lead with that. We kind of know that's obvious, right? But what is it that the audience that you're talking to wants, right? The audience that you're talking to, what is it that they want, right? So that's a good, beautiful leeway to the next point, the next thing that I want you to note that we're going to cover in this series. It's a part one of 8 part series. Okay. You need to watch each one from beginning to end so that you can conceptualize what real estate wholesaling in the digital age will look like. Okay. The leeway into audience. The next point. So we talk about objective. And the next point is audience. Okay. Who is your ideal audience? What's the, some people say the avatar. What's the ideal person you would like to talk to, right? Obviously, that person is a motivated seller. We know that, right? But you need to be even a little bit more precise with that. Say, hey, a motivated seller. Um, what exactly is making that person motivated? Come up with your very own particular person, because if you come up with something precise, you'll be able to tell a better story, because storytelling is going to be a big part of this. Okay, you will tell a better story or paint a better picture of what that ideal prospect looks like. So it will go something like this. So for me, let me share mine with you. My ideal prospect, right, is retired. Okay, they've been living in the property for a while. Okay, meaning 30 years. They have a decent amount of equity. That's third. Okay, now they are facing foreclosure. That's fourth. Okay, right? Okay, and they in fact are moving next week to Florida. We're in New Jersey. They're moving to Florida. They already rented an apartment. They just want to rest either to Florida, or they're too old. They're moving to a group home where they're going to be taking care of older people's home, right? Right? That's five things. So you may come up with 5 to 7 things on that's your ideal audience. Okay, right? So now, with respect to that, they also live in a particular geographical location. So there's a zip code attached to this person or their property or where they hang out or where they live at the moment, right? There's a zip code. There's a city, right? Well, zip code, city, potato, city, zip code. Well, there's a state. There's a age group. So you may say, hey, you don't target people 25 to 40 because they're probably too smart, and they're not willing to acknowledge their problem. There are things like that. So you don't want to waste your marketing dollars on that person, right? You rather waste your marketing dollars on the person that's ideal. So there's an age group. Are they female or male, right? Very likely it's probably going to be both. But if you notice that more male people after a while, because again, this is extremely precise, your audience, the beautiful thing about digital marketing is that the audience will tell you who is actually filling out your forms or taking that action you want them to take. That action becomes your objective, which is the first point, right? Whoever is taking that over time, you can narrow in on that person. Not only that, the algorithms of digital marketing, either on Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, will actually help you with that. Okay, because basically the beauty about digital marketing is that they want you to keep buying their product and services. They want you to keep running campaigns because that means you're profitable, right? See, here's the thing about the gurus and their platforms where you send letters and postcards or anything. They could care less about you being profitable. They kind of like have done the math in a way that they have an idea you're probably gonna fail, right? And that's sad, but that's the truth. Okay, but with digital marketing, like the behemoths like Facebook, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, these platforms are so huge that they can't afford to not have your interest at heart. They want only, in fact, they will penalize you if your ads are not responding properly. Okay. They will penalize your account, meaning they will stop taking money from you, meaning you don't waste money. You basically are positioned so you don't waste money on something that's not working. Okay. And over time, you can come up with a precise like objective. So you can even test different. Remember, I said many objectives, right? You can test each one of those many objectives. Is it better to target people that fill out the form, or you just want to generate clicks? Which one is giving you the most better results over time, right? Or tracking something further, or maybe a phone call, right? Is it better to put a phone number on whatever that is, right? And whatever your offer is. So your offer is, hey, call me. Your offer is, hey, fill out this form. But it's not just about the offer. There's an offer and a call to action. So there's no such thing as an offer without a call to action. Called C2A, right? C2A. C number 2A. That's call to action. So when you say, hey, I'm going to give you this bottle of water, but here's what you have to do. You have to fill out this form. I'm going to give you, I'm going to help you get out of a property that you don't want, unwanted, ugly property. By the way, those are some of the things in my avatar. I want the house to be ugly. I want the house to need some work, okay? Not significant, like a medium amount of work, $50,000 worth of repairs. I need that. If I pick up the phone and I'm talking to someone, they said the house is in perfect condition, it's in perfect condition. This is just new roof, right? New sidings. There's a very good chance that's not going to be a candidate for the offer I want to give, right? So again, that's the avatar, that's the audience. Okay, they live in a certain area, so there are a part of that I'll be able to pinpoint a lot more in digital marketing, a lot more than I would be able to in any of those traditional methods. Okay. The reason why I still encourage cold calling for a start is because you can literally ask these questions for less than 500, less than $1,000 a month. You can be in operation and you can ask this question, and just, if what you have more right now is time than money, then you can invest that time into doing that. Okay. But when it comes to digital marketing, like going all in digital marketing, you're able to be precise with that. Okay. So now we've talked about objective. Exactly what would you like them to do, right? Call to action. That comes with what audience exactly are you? What's the avatar? What's the ideal person you would rather mess with here? They live in a certain neighborhood. They are either female, male, whatever that is, right? The systems allow you to precisely target those people so you can spend your marketing dollars and resources on people that are more likely to convert. They do that specifically because they want you to keep buying. They want you to be successful, and that's a lot more. The more traditional you go, the more difficult that is. So if you drive for hours knocking on doors, you're wasting a lot of resources, time. Multiply your hours by how much you make on your job, right? That's the money you're wasting basically on trying to do that. Okay. So that's offer. And the offer will come with a call to action. That call to action is the objective, which is the number one. Okay, so now let's talk about the fourth thing that we are going to pay attention to over time here, over the next 8-part series. This is part one. Okay, on this, make sure if you're brand new here, make sure you go download the book Smart Real Estate Wholesaling at smartrealestatewholesaling.com. You can get the free audio. Okay, but also we have some other stuff there, some bonuses for you. Okay, all right. um Volume. Volume. I said me. Volume. VOL as in Larry. U. Emerson Mary. E. Volume. Okay. I kind of like slightly mentioned that earlier when I talked about the meaning of market. Market means a gathering of people. It's not never one person. The market cannot be one person. The moment you have one person as your market, your business is doomed. Okay, business is effed basically. Okay, so if you're spending way too long talking to one person, offering them your offer, your business is doomed. It's only a matter of time before you get frustrated out of this business, or any type of business for that matter. So pay attention to the fact that we're able to do volume with digital marketing. With digital marketing, you're already acknowledging, just by using the phrase digital marketing, you're acknowledging that you're dealing with mass of people, right? In a way that you're able to optimize down to the people that are most likely to do business with you. Of course, when you close deal, you're closing with that one house, right? But there's a lot that goes into work, and the idea is that everything that goes to everything you put to work, right, before you get to closing the deal, you want to bring that down to a precise level, okay? And in order to do that, you need to understand that you need volume, you need quantity. In order to figure out what the qualities are, right, of anything or any operation, you need quantity. You need to be testing a lot of things, okay? So, for example, let's say my objective is to fill out a form, okay? In order for me to be able to measure that number in a successful way, I need to send at least 1,000 people to the form. And then I would basically see how many of those 1,000 people fill out the form. And then I can assess the number and see if I am doing well or not. 1,000. The key word is, now the key number is 1,000. Okay. 100 is okay, but not good enough. So the idea is to 10x that, 1,000 people. All right. So when you say this business doesn't work, right? I've been driving for dollars for the last 2 months, which I hate driving for dollars, right? How many people have you spoken to and given an offer on their property? Have you done 1,000? So you cannot complain that it doesn't work. So the idea with digital marketing is that we want to get through those 1,000 as fast as humanly possible in the most effective but most efficient, not just effective but most efficient way. When you're talking efficiency, now we're talking resources. Okay, we're talking resource management. Okay, resource starts from life. If you have life, you have resource, and you can become more resourceful. And then we're talking your time, because this everyone has limited time, right? You have 24 hours in a day, just like me, like everybody else, right? And now we're talking money, right? We're talking certain level of energy, emotional energy. Those are all resources, and you want to make sure that those things align in the right place. You spend those things in the right place, uh, in a way that's sustainable. It needs to be sustainable because you're gonna have to go through quite a number of encounter, okay, in order for you to determine if something works or not. So when I say encounter, what kind of encounter? Was it a click, a visit to a website? Was it a phone number, reach out to a person, right? So obviously we're trying to get clicks to our website, right? Was it how many people actually downloaded the book? How many people actually fill out the form or requested a free consulting, right? Those kind of things, right? How many? How many? And then after 1,000 of that, how many? Let's look at the numbers. How well did we do? How much did we pay per encounter or per objective accomplished, right? Remember, number one is objective, right? How much exactly did we pay? Exactly, keyword, precise, digital. Okay. In the digital era, you will win all day long. Okay. If you're paying attention to that. Okay. If you're paying attention to the digital aspect of this, you will win in that. Okay. I'm going somewhere. Just come with me. Okay. Come with me. It's an 8-part series. This would change your life. This would change the progression, the trajectory of your real estate wholesaling or real estate business. Okay. What I'm sharing with you right now will change everything for you. If you're stuck on old school stuff, it's not your fault. There are more than enough guru practicing what I'm saying right now, but they're preaching something else to you. All right. There's more than enough of them, and you're that 1%. Okay, you will notice that those other channels has like 1,000 people. It's sexy. It sounds like, hey, you're gonna get to money faster, and sadly, that's not gonna be the case. Okay, this is business like anything else. If McDonald's is marketing digitally, meaning you can literally order food on the app right now, then guess what you have to do? You have to do that. Okay. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I'm not technical savvy, that's a very good way to shoot yourself on the legs, because guess what? We're all technical. If you have a smartphone, you're technical. If you have a flip phone, you are arguably technical, but I would maybe like, listen to you a little bit. Maybe you're not so technical, but I doubt very much that you're not technical. I think you're just not attracted to fancy digital stuff, but you are digital. Okay. You are digital. Either you like it or not. If you're watching TV over the internet, if you're doing anything over the internet, you are digital. So it's just a matter of acknowledging that and knowing that, hey, this is the way of life right now, and we got to figure that out. We just have to figure out what we need to do. Okay. So if you stumbled here, we have another video. I have another video called it's called Real Estate Wholesaling is Dead. Okay. That's a video you need to watch completely to understand the full concept of this big idea that's going to take your business to the next level. I practice it already. Your gurus already practice it, they're just not preaching it. Okay. But it's so simple that you can apply this in your business as well too, and then you can start making money and creating massive returns for your business. Not only that, create money that you need to be able to market properly, because a lot of the struggles with people having is that they don't have money, they're too tight on budget to market properly. And this idea, once we get to part 8, you will, once it comes all together, you will have a way to create the money that you need to market properly. You won't have to wait until you close a deal before you make money, so you can actually, all right, and then you'll be able to create a more sustainable business too, that doesn't depend, that's basically recession proof. All right. And speaking of volume, the one way to be recession proof, because I was in the middle of the 2008 real estate crash, and yes, my business got wiped out like everybody else. And one of the reasons why I'm sharing this with you is because this is my way of avoiding, not just avoiding recession, but being scared of recession. I have zero fear about recession as far as I'm concerned. As long as there are people, a market, then I will always be fine. And that's something I didn't know back then. And now the trajectory that most real estate wholesalers are going is depending on the market being healthy, either they like it or not. And that's not a good place to be. You don't want to depend on the market being in a the market, that's in like the economy, sorry, the economy in a healthy place. You want to be able to make money either the economy is in a good place or not. You see, when all of the market crashed, right? All of the economy crashed back in 2008. Somebody made their $1 billion at that moment in time. But it's not most people. Most people lost money, right? So again, follow my lead here. Okay, most people will unfortunately not find this video because we don't have a sexy drive for dollars and make money tomorrow topic. We're teaching you how to build a real business. Okay. So if you are going to build a real business that's recession proof, I think you should do it, because not only will you benefit from what is going on now in the game, but if something happens to the economy, you're safe, you're protected. Okay. In order to do that, you need volume. 5, follow up. Okay. Follow up is a big part of this. But when I say follow up, I'm not talking about, let me sip on some water. Sorry, guys. When I say follow up, I'm not talking about picking up the phone and being annoying and being a nuisance to people that spoke to you yesterday on the phone. By the way, that's annoying, for most part. That's annoying. You follow up, people follow up. Follow up does make money. Don't get that twisted. You can make a lot of money by making sure you have enough follow up in whatever prospecting or marketing methods you're using. But how sweet would it be if you're able to follow up with the audience that has responded to you, not just random people? Okay. Basically, it's a rated, or should I call prorated? That's more like money, right? It's more like a scaled follow up system that only follow up with people that have proven to you that they would like to be followed up with. Okay. So it's based on an interest level, which is the sixth thing. Okay. It's based on an interest level, which is the sixth thing that you should pay attention to. One second here. I'm going to give a live shout out right now. Let's see what this is about. I'm going to give a live shout out. Is that negative or positive? I'm going to give a live shout out. So please make sure you are responding to everything we do here. So Uber wholesaler, shout out to Uber wholesaler. It says motivated seller have a real reason to get rid of their property. Vacant properties have a lot of sellers like that. We have vacant based in the. Oh, okay. Shout out to you. Thanks for the comment. All right. But we're talking digital real estate right now. Digital real estate marketing. Okay. So the sixth is interest level. So you're not just following up. There's follow up, right? But remember, we're talking precise marketing. We're talking precise outreach, precise campaign setup. We're talking about precise setting up precise campaign setup that will bring you money, but that's efficient, meaning it preserves your resources. Okay, meaning you're not wasting resources, meaning your return on investment is a lot higher. Okay, so have you ever heard those people say, hey, I make $2 million a year, but I have to spend in marketing, I spend about $1.5 million in marketing. Okay, so the return on investment is essentially $500,000 for every $1.5 million they spend. Okay, so the return on investment is not that great. Does that make sense? Right? Compared to someone who actually make $1 million, they don't make 2 million, they make $1 million, but they only spend $30,000 in the given year, right, on marketing. That's a better return on investment because that seed money, that investment will go further. Does that make sense? And that's why I said in this business, sorry, not just business, in entrepreneurship, you measure in percentages, not linear. Don't look at linear. Somebody say, hey, you're going to make $100,000. The question is that, oh, thanks. What do I have to do? What's the catch? That's the question. With respect to what? Percentages. We measure things in percentages. You're going to make $1 million with respect to what exactly is my marketing budget. Hey, you're going to be an entrepreneur. What's my marketing budget? What's the ideal marketing budget? Not to come with the approach, hey, I heard you make money in this business, which is what most real estate wholesalers do. I heard you make money in this game, right? Um, you know, but I have $0. I don't have any money to spend on marketing. But I heard you could be done. I heard it could be done. No, it can't be done because you're gonna spend time figuring that out, and time is worth more than money. Okay, multiply that by 1,000 over. Okay, so no, it's percentages always with respect to certain amount, because with respect to zero means zero. Multiply anything by zero, you have zero. Okay, multiply a million with zero, you have zero. Okay, so some kind of resource will go into it somehow, somewhere. It could be work you've done in the past as well too. Basically, what we're setting you up to do here is that you plant a few seeds, but it goes long. It goes beyond yourself. You're able to leverage other people. You're able to leverage other people's resources, and that's what digital marketing is able to allow you to do. Okay, it's extremely harder. You have to be an adult babysitter in order to do that manually. Okay, but when you employ the digital beautiful platforms of today, it gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. Are we making sense here? So interest level, basically. So let's go over 1 to 6, the 1 to 6 points. Let's go over them really quickly. All right, we talk about objective. Precisely what would you like to happen? Okay, precisely who exactly are you talking to? Audience. That's number 2. Who is the ideal person? They're in foreclosure. They're going through a divorce potentially. They have to move. They're older. Okay, they live in New Jersey. Okay, the house needs lots of work. Okay, and then what else? Let's put a seventh on it. Let's put a seventh. A seventh. They just want out. Okay, they just want out. They don't want money. Okay, you're able to give them a little something, but money is the least of their issues. The house is a big problem. Okay, very simply put. Okay, and that's the ideal person, not property. I don't care about the property. Property is just one ideal thing. They have to own a property, of course. That's just one thing, right? But it's actually about the person. It's about the person. Okay, it's about the person. And but you need all of those seven plus things to align in order for you to have a deal. And how do you what's the best way to align all of those things? What if you get people that already have those things aligned reaching out to you? You're attracting them. That's even better. Okay, but yeah, I understand in the beginning you may not be buoyant enough, you may not have enough, but then you need to design a path to the point where you're having enough. Okay, so that's one. So one, two, objective audience. Number three is that what's the offer? We already know what the offer is for real estate wholesalers. You're offering to buy the property. Okay, as an agent, you're offering to what's your offer as an agent? You offer to help people get the most amount of money they can get for a property, selling the property, right? Um, that's the ideal. You're helping to help them do a proper market analysis. Maybe you're offering a free market analysis, right, as an agent, right? Something like that. Whatever it is the offer is, the idea here with digital marketing is to get it out to a lot of people by actually doing digital marketing. So by doing, when I say a lot of people, I mean volume. You need lots of people. You need to you need to attract a gathering of people, or create a gathering of people, or you need to push out your marketing message to a gathering of people. Where do you have gathering of people today? Social media, on the internet. So you can't argue that they're not in their house. They're not, like, I'm talking gathering of people, right? And direct mailing, you just create unnecessary competition that you don't have to deal with. Maybe it's slower right now because it's gotten very expensive, but either way, the world is also moving forward into a digital era. So like, it's like, direct mailing is coming back, but we're moving forward to digital era. So what the heck. So let's just stay on point here. Follow up, you need to have pop-up follow-up, but follow-up, that's number five. Follow up, right? But follow up needs to be with respect to interest level. We're going to talk about retargeting, remarketing on on which I am setting up myself. Retargeting, remarketing, those platforms are available on the internet today. With the digital platforms we have, you can literally look at people's interest level and use that to give them a marketing message, right? So you give them precisely the message they need to hear. So basically, you have to think ahead of them, right? They visited your website yesterday, is one day after, 2 days after, the interest is dropping. 3 days is dropping even further, right? There's certain offers that you should be able to push like a hard sale for the next 7 days. Like, it will come with a discount, to come with all this kind of like discount, limited time, additional bonuses, things like that. And with a deadline of 7 days, right? There will be a deadline attached to it. And when you give offers, there are certain offers that must come with a deadline to boost people's attraction level for that offer, right? But you already know they were interested about 7 days ago. Past 7 days, the interest to start to drop. So we talk about the right amount of exposure, but also the right offer, right? For the right person, audience, exposure. Like, now we're gonna break this down as time goes on. Okay, we're gonna break this down. Okay, so follow up precisely based on the interest level of that particular person, but still doing volume. But how did you find this particular person? Because you attracted a gathering of people, right? You created a hub online where people gather naturally. Okay, so for example, I know that at least 20 people will watch this video, multiply by the other 236, 240, 250 people that will watch over the next 48 hours the other video that I have, and then 60,000 people over a year, gathering of people. How do you convert that to real estate wholesaling? All the gurus are doing it. Why are you not doing it? Oh, because it's too technical? No, it's not. It's just another skill set you need to learn. Once you learn it, it stays there forever. You can leverage it forever and ever, no matter how old or how non-technical, tech savvy you think you are. It's easy. And I pride myself, at least based on testimonials in the past, on being able to break things that may seem, the keyword is seem, complex, down into simple pieces that anyone can understand, which is why I created the three pillars. Three pillars. You can learn more about that at Smart Real Estate Wholesaling.com. Download the book, read the book 10 to 15 times. That way you need to be able to teach this in your sleep. Okay. All right. So, and the seventh one, the seventh but not the last, is cycle. CYCLE. I'm going to leave you with that. Okay. We're rounding up right now. Cycle. You're able to understand a full cycle from a person discovering you or whatever you're offering to closing the deal. You're able to precisely identify that and be able to scale it. Okay. You precisely understand the cycle. How exactly do you get people through the funnel? Okay. A cycle, the funnel cycle, the sales funnel cycle. You're able to precisely understand what that is. And once you understand what that is, exactly what created that, then basically you can say, hey, multiply that by two, multiply that by three, right? Okay, give it 5x. Okay, let's 10x that because we already know what kind of results we're going to get. With everything else, it's extremely difficult. All right. So I'm going to end that there right now, exactly at the 1 hour mark. I want to keep it 1 hour so it's easy to consume and easy to break this thing down. You can go back to the video and watch it. Make sure you're watching these videos more than once. Okay. Because it needed to become second nature to you because that's the direction that the world is moving. And you're going to be ahead of the curve, ahead of everyone else. This is a part one of 8-part series. Make sure you go download the book if you haven't done that. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling Secrets.com. If you want my personal coaching with me, you have to be pre-qualified through 3 secrets to first deal.com. Just go to 3 secrets to first deal.com and there's a free 100-minute coaching session there for you. You have to pre-qualify through that in order to have access to my personal one-on-one coaching. In the meanwhile, right here, we're going to be here. This next session is probably going to be on Monday, just so you know. So because tomorrow is Friday, I'm out here on a project here in Long Island, and I'm gonna have the family over for the weekend. We're gonna be busy and stuff like that. So just go ahead and consume this video. Take some notes. Write down the 7 points. Write them out. Okay. I did this live for a reason because I want you to pay attention. But listen to it now. Grab a pen and write them out and start to internalize each one of those things and being able to pinpoint each one of those 7 points in a precise manner. What would that do to your business if you're able to do that and you're able to scale and knowing well enough that your business will be recession proof? The typical answer that we give when we say, hey, what happens if the market crashes? That, hey, it's real estate wholesaling is always based on the previous market anyway. No, if the market crash and that's all you're dependent on, the market will also respond in the form of wholesaling, and it'll be harder to dispose of properties because investors will get anal and will say, hey, they'll be conservative, a lot more conservative, multiply by 5, and then it's harder for you to sell your deals. And you don't want to just lead with that. You need a little bit more than that. You need to lead from a people standpoint. And that's what digital marketing is. That's what it helps you head into this game. So, what I'm about to set up over the next 8-part series, you need to be a part of it. You need to be set up to be a part of this because this is going to make you boatloads of money even before you close a deal. And then you're going to have enough money to be able to market properly so you can compete with the gurus. That's what this is about. Hopefully, you've been enlightened, educated. SmartRealEstateWholesaling.com. I will see you on the next one. Please give it a thumbs up if you really, really, really enjoy this series. This is a very, very important part. Please don't just watch part 1 and not watch the rest of it. Make sure you see it all the way through to part 8, okay? Because I have another series and I noticed that, the natural attention span is naturally you drop off, you drop off. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. This is not one of those series. You need to make sure you watch it all the way through part 8. It's that important, okay? Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I will see you on the next one, and peace.